Greetings, this is Erodo Jumbo. This is a review of how I built a chicken hoop coop. As you can see here, the first thing I did was I laid the ground. I used some scrap metal, not scrap metal, I used scrap leftover from building of the house. The only thing I had to buy was obviously tools which I used to build some of the stuff inside the house. You can see the tools here, basically a pencil, plumber, tape. I wasn't able to use Caro panels in Canada because they're very expensive. So instead, I used construction mesh. They didn't have the galvanized one. I would recommend getting that one because anytime you touch it, the rust gets on your outfit. But this rusted one worked pretty well. The price difference isn't that much. I really recommend getting galvanized. As you can see here, it's very simple. I used some plywood left over from building some of the cabinets inside the house. You can see it's a mixture of really good plywood and OSB, and I think it's spruce. And the other one was really hard, like a hardwood plywood. And I also used a leftover platform that the builder used to when he was constructing the house. You can see some of the old steps when they were doing the construction. I used those as well, just to a place to have the tools. And the reason it's an A-frame like is because I tried to mimic the Caro panels. The problem was once I attached it to the base there, it was very difficult to bend it. So I said, you know what? I'll just use the A-frame because A-frame is actually very good because the snow will just fall right off. So I've never had to actually clear the snow off it. And then I watched actually a YouTube video. I forget the name of this couple. They actually used wood to make it more stable in the back. And as I said, I already had that platform, as you can see inside some of the tools. That's already made it very sturdy, but I decided to make the back because I had the plywood. I didn't know what to do with it. They were just small pieces, so I just used those. And I also had some really good leftover pre-treated lumber. So I used that to create a door frame. And the good thing about this is you can always make it more sturdy by when you have wood, obviously, like the door frame, as you can see here. And if you ever want to add more stuff, you will easily be able to screen. Like for example, you'll see later, probably in a future video, I don't know if it's in this one, I also was able to add some insulation to make the structure, for the winter. Okay, as you can see now, I'm applying hardware cloth. I'm leaving a little bit on the bottom there, so because there's no soil on this land, so what I do instead is I'll dig a moat, and then that would fool most of the predators. There's nothing to dig underneath; it's just rock. Literally, it's just rock. It's just one big giant rock. And here I originally was going to use a wooden locking mechanism, but I decided just to use to buy a metal lock. And I made the door a little bit bigger because the hinges were too small, and this way it will be impossible to push the door in, like if a big predator, or to try to pull it off because there's nothing to hang on to. So it's pretty smart. And I was originally going to use tarp. I changed my mind. I still left this white tarp and some of my fruit plants there, but I'll try again next year. This came out really well, so I also decided to dig a moat. That's another way to fool any small predators who you try to get in. And what I did is that's a little soil. I have less than a foot of soil on the entire land, so I took that and just covered over the bottom of the hardware cloth. Came out really, really well, as you can see here. Came out very, very, very well. If you can see inside, I did insulate the major nesting box. Then, because I ordered 10 chickens and 9 of them survived, this original structure was meant for 3 or 4 chickens, but since I had more and they all survived, then they're still to this day, they're doing very well. So I had to build more nesting boxes. The chickens are expected in about 2 to 3 months they'll be adults. Actually, less than 2 months, about a month and a half they'll be adults, so they'll be producing. So I wanted them to give them more space. So that's, as you can see, the main nesting box. It's well insulated. I used plywood that was left over when the builder was building. It was just outside for about 2 years, and then this was just OSB. I built from a single sheet of plywood, 4x8. I built this 4 nesting boxes. I found another YouTube video. I just copied that. Overall, I'm very happy with this. It's working really, really well. This was obviously in the spring, I think May something, and I left it. This picture you see, I started adding the canvas. So thank you, Happy New Year, and be sure to visit the article, the links are in the description on ojambo.com. Please subscribe for more frequent content, and also I do have online courses on ojamboshop.com. The links are in the description, and I do have books on Amazon. As you can see here, this is the lock, the metal lock, and that's the end. Thank you.